everyone, you're watching News Track with me, Maria Shakeel. What began as a dog cameo on Monday has turned into a full-blown bark fest today. Congress MP Renuka Chowdhury's furry friend and a remark that it doesn't bite but the MPs inside Parliament do has sparked a political storm. She, however, continues to defend her act and even responded with a Bhow Bhow when asked about a possible privilege motion against her for bringing the dog into Parliament complex. Her reaction prompted sharp responses from the BJP. From Monday's walk-in to today's commotion, one thing is clear, moments like these remind us that Parliament works best when everyone keeps the debate constructive and respectful and not otherwise. Take a look at this report and then I'll tell you what the experts and also the politicians are thinking tonight.
Parliamentary discourse seems to have gone to the dogs, quite literally. Politics went into overdrive when Congress MP Renuka Chowdhury strolled into Parliament with a canine on Monday. The dog barely had time to sniff the security barricades before being sent back. But the real bite came after the bark, when Renuka declared that her dog does not bite, but the one sitting inside Parliament do.
जानवर को पसंद नहीं करते है ना सरकार. गूंगा जानवर गाड़ी में चले गए तो इनको क्या तकलीफ है. काटने वाला कुत्ता दिखा क्या, इतनी सी तो है. काटने वाले और है पार्लियामेंट में, कुत्ते नहीं.
And if that jab wasn't enough to set tails wagging, Renuka Chowdhury doubled down today by literally barking at reporters. A Bhow Bhow that echoed louder than half the speeches in the House.
संसद में प्रिविलेज मोशन लाने की तैयारी कर रही है बीजेपी, क्या कहेंगे आप? क्या
और क्या बोले?
She insists that she has done nothing wrong and that she won't be scared of the warnings or even a privilege motion.
संसद में प्रिविलेज मोशन लाने की तैयारी कर रही है बीजेपी, क्या कहेंगे आप? क्या
और क्या बोले?
संसद में प्रिविलेज मोशन लाने की तैयारी कर रही है बीजेपी, क्या कहेंगे आप? क्या
और क्या बोले?
Renuka Chowdhury is also being backed by Rahul Gandhi, who says the BJP is barking up the wrong tree.
Dog is the main topic today, I believe. यहाँ आया था क्या?
हाँ सर, यही है.
Allowed नहीं है क्या?
ऐसा कोई रूल बुक में नहीं है, but
Pet allowed नहीं है. Pet allowed नहीं है. Pet अंदर allowed. Well, I mean, I guess these are the things that India is discussing these days.
Other opposition MPs are also backing her.
उन्होंने किसी का नाम नहीं लिया, उन्होंने तो बेजुबान जानवर की बारे में बात की, इसके अलावा तो कुछ नहीं कहा.
I never expected such comments from her, but if she has said that, I definitely condemn it.
But the BJP is growling back. The party says that her comments have insulted MPs and is demanding strict action against her.
देश की पूरी संसद को के सांसदों को काटने वाला कहना और काटने का संदर्भ कुत्ते के साथ जोड़कर कहना, यह दर्शाता है कि पूरी संसद की गरिमा को ध्वस्त करना कांग्रेस का एक विधिवत सुविचारित अभियान हो गया है.
ये विपक्ष चर्चा किस चीज की करता है? एक महिला कांग्रेस सांसद तो कुत्ते को लेके गाड़ी में चली आई.
And so, what began with a harmless canine cameo has snowballed into a full-fledged dog fight, with leaders snapping and snarling at each other. The dog made a momentary appearance, but the bickering it unleashed is likely to continue for a while. Bureau Report, India Today.
Joining me on the show tonight, Salman Soz, national spokesperson of the Congress Party. We have Tuhin Sinha representing the BJP. Neerja Chowdhury, senior journalist, will be joining me shortly. Salman Soz, does the Congress view that Renuka Chowdhury's dog entry and the subsequent response and biting MP's comment as upholding or eroding the dignity of Parliament?
Well, before I get into what the Congress Party has to say, I thought your viewers might be interested to know that a BJP MP, Poonam Mahajan, in 2013, right here, I hope your viewers can see, is very nicely, I might say, very nicely. I'm a dog lover myself. I'm a dog dad. She was taking care of a stray animal inside Parliament, a stray dog. And it was good to see, by the way, when I was doing some research for the show, it was good to see. Renuka ji witnessed an accident, and close to the accident site, she saw a stray dog walking. She was concerned for that dog and put him in his car. And that gesture of humanity has become a serious problem for the BJP. For the BJP, it is not a serious problem that the Indian rupee has touched 90 rupees to the dollar. For the BJP, it is not a serious problem that tens of billions of dollars have left the country because foreign investors are pulling their money. For the BJP, it is not a problem that because of the depreciation of the Indian rupee, fuel, fertilizer, electronics, these prices are going to be higher for the Indian consumer.
Concerns, Salman,
No. For them,
the concerns with regards to rupee is also a valid one. Neerja Chowdhury, who has tracked India's parliamentary democracy for years, will be joining me as well any moment now. But Tuhin, coming to what is being said by the Congress party, why does the BJP believe that Renuka Chowdhury's actions and remarks warrant a privilege motion to protect parliamentary protocol and respect? It could very well be seen as you are indulging in diversionary tactic, running away from important debates, as Salman is highlighting.
Good evening, willful, compulsive protests inside the parliament to this new canine obsession. The Congress party, seems to be having a field day. But point is, the BJP, the Congress party is nowhere in any mood to discuss serious issues. There are 13 bills pending debate. All of these 13 bills are very crucial from the point of view of the economic agenda of the country. Does Salman Soz not realize the importance of the atomic energy bill, which would bring the private sector into a nuclear energy production? Does he not realize the importance of Jan Vishwas bill? When I first saw Renuka ji barking, I actually thought it was an AI video. But I watched it 2 or 3 times to convince myself that it was not an AI video. I think the Congress party, is so despondent today after 95 defeats and with no sign of revival that, they must seriously take care of their mental health. Because if they don't, this is not the way to protest. If you have serious issues, bring it up. We are open to discussion. Next Monday for one whole day, there is a discussion on Vande Mataram, and the following day, electoral reforms are being decided. We are open to discussing, SIR, all the issues that they bring forth. But over the last 3 or 4 years, it actually started in 2019 after the second defeat of Congress party. They realized that they would not be able to bounce back, and hence, the sense of entitlement that they have, the perverse sense of entitlement has led them to disrupt parliament time and again. Between 2014 to 19, the productivity of Lok Sabha stood at a good 83-84%. It came down to 50% between 2019 to 2024 after Congress realized it won't get back to par, and now it's somewhere around 40%. I think the Congress party has a lot to introspect over here.
Talking about this action, Salman, how does the Congress then justify Renuka Chowdhury's defiance? Because it is about security and decorum, and with these concerns seem to be valid.
Look, when the parliament session was announced, Tuhin is right. 13 bills, 15 days, 13 bills. 10 of the bills have not gone to the standing committee of parliament, the respective standing committees. That shows you the seriousness of the BJP when it comes to parliamentary procedures. As far as Renuka ji is concerned, she is purely defending the attacks from the BJP on her. If the BJP is really serious about parliamentary work, let's discuss things in parliament. Let's debate those things. Why are we discussing stray dogs? If you have such a problem with stray dogs inside parliament, you should think about people suffering because of stray dogs outside parliament. Why doesn't the BJP do more about serious stray dog issues outside parliament? They're very concerned when it comes to them. Nobody should come into parliament, even though I've just shown you a photograph of a BJP MP with a stray dog inside Parliament. But BJP had no problem at that time. They have a problem at this time. Why? Because they want to make an issue out of a non-issue. Because there are serious issues that they would rather not talk about. They would rather not tell you, Maria, that because the Indian rupee has depreciated so much despite RBI action, RBI has been spending billions of dollars to prop up the rupee. And despite that, the rupee has been falling. The Indian rupee has become the worst performing currency in Asia in 2025. But they don't want you to talk about that because they know that is going into the direction of inflation in those commodities that have a direct impact on your pockets. They don't want to talk about those things.
Okay.
They'll talk about
Okay, will you respond that?
They'll talk about these things.
Will you respond to that, please, quickly? Tuhin Sinha?
An intelligent person like Salman would realize that we don't have a problem with the dog. The entire issue emanates when, she dramatizes the whole situation. It's journalists asking her questions. Have we asked her questions? When journalists go to her to ask questions and she makes all kinds of funny, bizarre, canine sounds, obviously, it's an insult to the parliament. And then look at the language, look at the way she's saying that those sitting inside bite. Obviously, she's referring to even those Congress members who tend to not participate in disruptive activities. Rahul Gandhi repeated that. Those inside are more dangerous or whatever. So please have respect for your fellow, parliamentarians. We have seen what Rahul Gandhi was doing during the Rafale debate. He was throwing paper planes. He was winking. This is the level of seriousness you bring under Rahul Gandhi. And then you complain that, we don't involve you in discussions. See, Maria, you would realize this is the first time Parliament has operated till 1:30 in the night discussing Article 370, and then during the walk discussion, the discussion went on till 2 a.m. and then the Manipur bill was discussed till 4 a.m. Rahul Gandhi was missing the entirety.
Neerja Chowdhury, you have tracked Parliament and parliamentary proceedings for decades now. How do you look at Renuka Chowdhury's comments? How does it really impact public perception of parliamentary decorum, I would ask?
Look, all the comments that have been made avoidable completely. And I was thinking, Maria, what really ails our parliament today, and I would put the lack of civility in our public discourse and in parliament on top of the list. One opened the newspaper this morning and read about both sides, opposition and the ruling side, having come to an understanding on discussing SIR and Vande Mataram. Things had been worked out. 8th and 9th, the discussions would be held. And you felt, my goodness, at the end of the day, despite the differences, despite the viciousness, they do manage to make things work. And within hours, something else had happened. So I would say, it's no point saying, okay, Renuka Chowdhury said this, Ragini Naik did that, completely avoidable things. And others have retaliated this evening on about Sonia Gandhi and so on. This is not the way we would like our parliament to function in our parliamentary democracy, about which we are proud for all its fault lines. And I wish, I don't know what the answer is. We keep lamenting, we keep bemoaning this in session after session. What is the answer, Maria? Everybody can say, but this happened a year ago. How many years ago? I am proud that the chai wala in our country makes it to the pinnacle of power. I'm proud that Gwala's family, Lalu Yadav, ruled in Bihar for 15 years. That our democracy can throw up people who rise from the ground. We are proud of it. But it is the manner in which it is being projected. And equally, things now being said about Sonia Gandhi on national television. Completely, as I said, I wish we go beyond it somehow. Can the Prime Minister, can the leader of the opposition please sit down, talk it out, do whatever has to be done. There is enormous bitterness between the two sides, which is not limited to opposing ideology or opposing points of view.
But Neerja, one may also say that, yes, there are disagreements, but the fact that today both the sides, the Treasury benches and the opposition, decided that there will be points of convergences, that there will be discussion on electoral reforms, that there will be discussion on issues that the opposition thinks must take center stage. Would you then say that, points of confrontation are perhaps getting lesser by the day?
at one level, yes, as I said, Maria, when we started the day today, for instance, yes, that they had found a way, if it was not to be specifically SIR, it would come under the theme of electoral reforms, but the issue that's agitating the opposition would be discussed, and it must be discussed in Parliament. Yes, you thought there was greater maturity, manifesting itself. But, I wonder, is it because both sides at the end of the day do not want a discussion in Parliament on certain issues? Do they resort to this kind of stalling deliberately? You just wonder. But certainly we deserve, we the people of India, you and I and all those sitting out there, we deserve better from our government and our opposition. And we want our Parliament to function effectively. How
Okay.
you make it work, please work out.
Okay, how will you make it work? The question is that now, Tuhin Sinha. This controversy may well be a distraction from issues like pollution, but at the same time, it is also showcasing Salman Soz declining decorum in what is visibly a very, very polarized politics. Tuhin Sinha.
Our stand has been very clear. We are open and we will discuss each and everything. But it is the prerogative of the government to set the agenda. When they wanted to discuss Manipur, we were open to it. They wanted to discuss it under a specific rule whereby all other business of the House would have come to a standstill. Now, when we discussed it for two full days, Home Minister spoke for a good 2.5 hours. They obviously, at the end of the day, at the end of it, they don't have anything to say. The same happened during Operation Sindoor. They insisted on a particular day. When we had the discussion, by the end of it, Rahul Gandhi's anti-India, propaganda got exposed. My point is, we are ready for discussion on everything. There is a day for electoral reforms, which is next Tuesday. One day, obviously, we are discussing our cultural legacy, wherein Vande Mataram would be debated, which I'm sure the Congress party would not be happy with. I'm assuring you, we are ready to discuss each and everything. But these bills, these 13 bills are equally important. The repeated disruptive attitude of the Congress party, coupled with its all kind of canine antics or whatever they're now indulging it, is not healthy for the democracy.
Okay, respond to that, Salman Soz.
Well, first of
that was completely avoidable. Perhaps it could have been handled differently.
Well, first of all, when a BJP spokesperson says that the leader of the Indian opposition is anti-national on national television, it just tells you what kind of propaganda. It just tells you what kind of mentality the BJP
was anti-Indian.
Well, it just tells you what kind of mentality the BJP and the RSS have inculcated in their members. I think that just shows you. The other thing is that I think Tuhin Sinha talked about a lot of different things, basically insulting parliamentarians, etc., etc. I think the BJP should not insult the intelligence of the Indian people. If the BJP was serious about discussing those issues, including, by the way, the poor quality air that is choking the lungs of our children in the city where the Prime Minister lives, they would kind of say, if Mrs. Renuka Chowdhury brought in a stray dog because of the goodness of her heart, maybe we should not make such a big deal about it, because there are so many vital issues in front of the country. But that is not the BJP. That is not their interest. Their interest is not in doing that. Their interest is in figuring out how to keep the people of India distracted so that they can help their crony capitalist friends make as much money as possible, which they can then get back from them through kickbacks. That's the story. This is as simple as it gets. I don't understand what is so complicated about this. So, I'm sorry.
Maria, I don't understand.
I don't think you should interrupt, because I did not interrupt.
You asked me a question.
If it helps the people in Parliament who somehow don't want any stray dogs near them, even though they don't care about stray dogs who actually may end up hurting the common citizens, I apologize to you. I apologize to you for the goodness of Renuka Chowdhury's heart. I apologize to you. If that satiates
Can I come in now,
makes
Maria?
you happy, because the people of this country want the BJP to focus on the things that
Tuhin,
are important.
okay, Tuhin,
Why
quickly,
did the
30
rupee
seconds.
break that 90 rupee barrier
30 seconds.
against the dollar? Why
I
is the
don't
Indian rupee the
understand.
worst performing currency?
Maria, I really don't understand. I don't understand why an intelligent man like Salman Soz is really trivializing this debate. We have no objections to the dog being brought. It is she who's dramatizing situations with her, all kinds of weird sounds. She's insulting her own party members who want to attend parliament by saying that those who are inside are the ones who bite. If you don't have self-dignity, at least your Congress party MPs who have self-dignity will not tolerate this language. And yes, we want to proceed ahead, so please stop defending her. Call her out. Tell her that this is not the way to behave in parliament, and let's get down to business. I don't understand the need for you to defend all of these things and to trivialize the whole thing by saying, that we are disrupting parliament because of it. Of course, and today the AI video that your spokesperson Ragini Naik brings out, what kind of mentality are you trying to project? Do you have a problem with self-made individuals who don't come from a political dynasty, who come up the hard way to become prime minister? And Ragini Naik, every time she posts such crap, she gets promoted with some responsibility or the other. She had a good responsibility in Bihar elections after posting all of these for the last 1 month. What culture are you promoting in this country? I think the Congress needs to introspect.
What good responsibility? Tuhin Sinha, we have seen how the entire opposition was decimated in Bihar elections. And the fact is that they did not put up a good fight. That's also a truth. As someone who was covering the elections, we saw how it was playing out between the Congress and the RJD. Go ahead, Salman, quickly, 30 seconds, and then the last word to Neerja Chowdhury.
I think this kind of outrage that the BJP expresses, it's basically nothing but drama. This is nothing but drama. I again ask you, have you had a very serious discussion about air pollution, or did your party, your four-engine sarkar in Delhi, from Prime Minister to Chief Minister to Lieutenant Governor to the MCD, did you manipulate data on air quality in Delhi? Would you have a discussion in Parliament about how your government manipulated air quality monitors in Delhi? Will you have a discussion about that? Why won't you have a discussion about that? Why are you not outraged? Why are you not outraged about that?
Okay.
Why are you not outraged about the air that is killing our children?
Absolutely. The concern about the air pollution is something that should concern all politicians across party lines, because Delhi right now is a gas chamber. It's unbreathable how sickening it is. Go ahead, Neerja Chowdhury, you get the last word on the show tonight. Please go ahead,
Absolutely, I agree with you. I would put the Delhi air on top of the list of what Parliament should discuss. You are cutting short the lives of our children, and nothing has been done year after year. So this, I would say, certainly is priority. I would just sum up, Maria, in one line. Please, we address each other as GG, even if people are younger. But let us restore courtesy in our public discourse.
Okay. I think that's the right way to end this discussion, because there has to be courtesy, there has to be decorum in parliamentary proceedings and parliamentary practices as well. That's all from me on this edition. Neerja Chowdhury, Tuhin Sinha, Salman Soz, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching News Track.